see your screen.
So can you see it now through your screen share?
No, you may have to at the bottom it'll say share screen.
I see it.
Got it.
Did it? Okay, perfect. Thank you for saying that because I thought it was already sharing. All right, so the first thing, there's three things we'll go through today. One is using social for more website traffic. The second thing is attracting your audience through content, images, keywords, posting locations. And then the third is visibility on the practice pages that are already leveraging your service. So that's where we will start. Let me jump over to Facebook here. Okay, so the first part of this is with these smaller pages, there's a couple things that need to happen because the goal of having a Facebook page, like, it's all great to go ahead and share your information and things like that, but two things have to happen in order for it to be effective for you to get more customers. The first thing is we have to have engagement. And engagement means when you post something, people need to like, comment, or share that post. And the reason that's so important is because that's how Facebook decides how many people get to see your post. And if we just scroll down right here, oh, I'm not an admin on your page. So if we scroll down, on your page when you log in, right in this area, like under my photo, or maybe it's right here, you'll see a comment from Facebook that says something like, 35 people saw this post. And now the more likes, comments, and shares you get, the more people that Facebook will show that post to, which is really important so that your content and your work and your time and your energy gets rewarded. The first thing I like to show people on how to improve that is actually through their advertising panel. It's very low cost. Let me get there. It's a very low cost. I'm seeing on my end like roughly for paying for more engagement, I would say somewhere between 11 cents and 30 cents is a good cost for you.
Okay. Is that per person, per like?
Per engagement. So that might be per comment or per like, per share. It depends what sort of engagement we're trying to get. And I'm going to show you three different ways to do this. And these are important because Facebook also has this option. It's called Boost Post. And I honestly just don't think it's that great for a couple reasons. I feel like you're paying Facebook for more people to see it, but they're not optimizing it for more people to like, comment, or share it. So although more people see it, it doesn't necessarily do anything, and I'll show you where that is because I say don't use that option. Oh, what happened here? Here we go. This is just, gosh, if I can get there. Okay, so you'll see right up here at the top, you can boost a post. Or right underneath the post in the bottom corner here, you can boost it. I just think those aren't very effective. Like you're paying for people to see it, but they don't necessarily have to like, comment, or share. So what I do like is if you go into your ad panel, which is facebook.com/advertising, and then click that green button in the top corner, you actually get this whole slew of options for how you want to optimize your ad. And this is so much better than their old ad platform. Now, the top three that I recommend using are page post engagement, page likes, and clicks to website. The other ones, they're all fine. They're just less commonly used. So we would focus on these three. The first thing is page post engagement. And so this is where you have a page post already up, but you looked, it was a great post, great image, great copy, and you looked at it, and basically it just didn't get the visibility that you wanted it to. And so this is where you would pay to get more visibility and more likes, comments, and shares. And what you would do is you would, I'm wondering if this, I think Ring Central is slowing down my screen, so sorry about
It
that.
does. Yeah, it does.
I keep clicking and I have to click like 5 times. So anyway, in this panel, you would just put in your company name, and that would auto-populate. And then you just select one of your latest posts. These are all of mine recently. Whichever one you want to promote, that's where you start, and then continue. So that part is pretty self-explanatory and smooth.
Okay.
Now here's where, so once you select that post, Facebook will automatically pull it in, and any of your hashtags or any of the companies you tagged in that'll be visible. Your image will be visible, and then all of your, all of the content surrounding it will be. And you can click here. This is what it'll look like on a desktop. Here's mobile, and here's over on that right column when you're on a desktop. So that just happens. Here is where I think you can really gain a lot of traction, is in your targeting. So I'll show you 2 things. If you happen to have a large email list of people you're targeting, you can actually upload it right here. You can create a new custom audience. So if you've worked really hard to get people to your website and then for them to opt in, I would definitely recommend putting your custom audience in there, because these are people, if they've opted in to your site, these are people who already have raised their hand saying, we like what you do, stay in touch with us. So these might be people who are going in for another procedure, but somehow they would already know about you. So that's really effective. The other piece that's super effective, and it takes a little bit of kind of detective work, I guess, and you might already know this off the top of your head, but is to start putting in some interest around here. And what that might be is, basically what other websites or bloggers or influencers are these people also reading articles from that would likely be involved and wanting your service. And so it might just be things like plastic surgery, and you can chime in and we'll just kind of, as you start typing, things start populating. So plastic surgery, let's see, maybe facelift, age reverser, facelift brands, happiness is best facelift. So you go through and you fill out as much as you know about this type of person. It may be practice names. It may be practice names. It might be doctors' names. It might be books on the topic. It might be some sort of like how and you might have these resources on your website too, but how to care for yourself after the procedure, books or articles on like what to expect through the process and things like that. And you're going to type those things in here. I have a quick question for you. Are you national, or are you, I think you told me you're in the Philly, Jersey
Regional right now,
regional.
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey.
Okay. Okay. So first off, I would recommend, totally dig into this and come up with all of those books, influencers, doctors, practices, and type them into this interest box right here. You'll see over on this side, it says potential reach 3,200,000.
Okay.
Now, that's obviously a huge, massive reach. I recommend for your ads, you reach roughly 1 million, somewhere between 500,000 and 1 million, for them to get some really good traction and be at a good price for you. Now, what's going to instantly bring that number down is in your locations right here. You can type in Philadelphia, all those major cities that you're
Okay.
targeting to make you regional. You're going to type those in. We'll just put in the state of New Jersey for this example. Um, and now you will see over here, we just targeted that down so much more. We went from 3.2 million to 100,000.
Okay.
And that's where you're going to get, I hear people say all the time, well, I tried Facebook ads, but they didn't really deliver customers. And generally, the problem is people tend, like, yeah, there's 9 million or billion users or whatever on Facebook, but they're not all your customer. So you have to do that work to really get this number very, very targeted, so you're reaching those right people that are actually interested in your service. And the
Okay.
way we can tell if they're interested is if they are already getting involved, on if they've already liked a practice page, or if they're reading those kinds of books, or if they're following people who are experts on the topic. Like, that gives us a pretty good sign, like, hey, this is a good market for us.
And so Facebook, they'll make sure that this post gets in front of these people.
Yes, yep. So their algorithm, they're going to show, so you put the post on Facebook, and then Facebook is only going to show that post to these people that you selected. So the people that see the post, they're, one, going to have to live in New Jersey or Philadelphia, and two, they're also going to have an interest in plastic surgery or facelifts or whatever those things you choose.
Yeah.
And so
Okay.
it's great because you're not wasting money showing the whole world your ad when the whole world isn't your exact person that you're targeting.
Yeah.
Um,
And how
yeah.
big can this ad be? Now, years ago, I went, I did the whole Facebook ad thing.
Mm-hmm.
They had a promotion, so it didn't even cost me anything.
Yeah.
But, nothing came of it. But it was like I could only put like 5 words in the thing. It was so tiny.
Yes, I know. They have gotten much better. So you'll see your ad on the right sidebar. This is what I had as my sample. That's too many characters. It gets cut off. I think right now you get 90 characters. But what's really fantastic that they didn't used to have that they have now is um, when your ad shows up in a news feed, you get all of your characters. And so you can see on this one, gosh, I probably have 150 characters there, and it's still not cut off, which is great. So your news feed is actually really powerful. Facebook and the stats out there show that 90% of all of the posts that are read or interacted with actually are read or interacted with on the news feed. And so
Okay.
that's where you want to be, because when you think about it and you think about your own Facebook use, it's like, yes, you jump on, you look at the news feed, see what's interesting, what you like, and then you jump off. Like, rarely do you go to Facebook and then go to a particular business page. Like, you just scroll, like I do this with my phone, So that's why that newsfeed ad is so great. All right, just going to scroll down a little bit. Um, I want to show you this. I don't know that it's relevant for you right now, but in case it is later, I just want to let you know that it's there. If you click on this more demographics, there's a couple interesting things that are in here. For example, there's life events.
Okay.
And, I show a lot of clients this, like, especially product based clients, like people who are targeting, brides or things like that, like this newly engaged, newlywed. All of that may or may not be interesting. Upcoming birthday. Like, what I'm wondering for you is, do people tend to have these types of procedures like as a birthday gift to themselves,
Yes.
or I don't know if this is a good example.
Yeah. Holiday gifts, birthday gifts, people
Okay.
gifts. Like, I'm getting married gifts,
Yeah,
all of it.
so that's kind of along the lines that I was thinking. So in this life event, you can target people that have a birthday coming up. So that's really good. And then this engaged. I mean, if they are doing it before a wedding, that's a good target for you too.
Okay.
Um, let me relationship status, education, schools. One's nothing else is really calling out to me here, but do
Yeah.
know there are some other
Yeah.
options.
What about new mothers? They
Yes.
just had a baby, so they want the baby makeover.
Yes, so in that life events, there's a parent, and then you can select by the child's age. So this parent with children 0 to 3, that would be a good one to think about too.
Yeah, absolutely. For tummy talks and mommy.
Yes. Yep. And if there's, I don't know, but what I was also just thinking, this parents with children 16 to 19, I'm thinking kids are moving out of the house, mom wants a new look, you know. So anyway, play with that. Know that there are some options there. And, you know, when you do those, just make sure you also put in your interests and your location so that you are very, very targeted.
Yeah. Now, Katrina, how long do you run a typical ad for?
It varies based on what I'm trying to do and what the budget is. But with even small budgets of $5, I generally run that for a day to 2 days. And with a budget of $5, I would expect, gosh, 30 to 40 people to like, comment, or share on that post.
Okay.
And so that's really good, especially when you're, you know, just starting your Facebook page and you're trying to get some momentum and exposure out there. Now, there are other clients I have who have much larger budgets, and I might run an ad for 2 weeks for a specific purpose. For example, I have a client, sofa.com. They have, they know one really good indicator for whether someone is going to buy a sofa or not from them is whether a person orders their free fabric samples. And so we might run an ad for 2 weeks promoting sign up here to get your free fabric sample. And then those people kind of go into the bucket of those are hot leads for us. Um, so that's kind of different. If you were posting, say one, you know, if your social media schedule was post one great post per day to get your page very active, you can actually go right in here and you can select your budget and say, I want $5 per day, or on this post, I want a lifetime budget of $5. And you can just kind of play around with that. Um, the other thing, if you were trying to do something more similar to sofa.com where you are really trying to collect leads and bring them to a specific opt-in that you have so that you could do some follow-up email marketing or maybe some phone calls or things like that, I would definitely recommend running that ad for much longer than a day. Like I would say maybe 2 weeks or so, and then give it a rest, and maybe in another month do that same one again if that's, you know, looking like that brought in good leads for me. I have lots of people to call. I would do it like that. And you can, excuse me, right down here are the dates that you can select you want it to run. So that's where, if you were doing a 2 week segment, that's where you would just pick the start and stop date for that.
So with the ad, let's see. In the past, I think I just had a logo and some words. I'm sure it linked to my website.
Mm-hmm.
How? What should the ad look like? Like I have
Yeah.
2 banner ads that I can use.
So, okay, a couple things call out to me. I think your video is fantastic. I'd actually like to see you doing Facebook ads to get more people to watch your video. I think it clearly explains what you do and your mission and who the right person is for you. So that would be a very good one. Let me just poke around your website here.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, and just so you know, while you do that, I actually have a web designer. She's working on something for me, and it's almost done today. But it's going to be nice. At the top of the page, there's going to be like just a pink bar,
Mm-hmm.
and it's an opt-in, and so it'll say like give free tips, whatever. It'll say something
Yes.
catchy. So I want to get better, build my email list a little bit better than just relying on that ebook. And
Right.
the blog it's going to have a static template, and it's going to be nice,
Okay.
and it'll have the share out to Facebook and Twitter or whoever I use,
So yes, so that would be really, really fantastic. And I'm going to show you a different way to set up the ad, but that's definitely a good place where you'd want to send people. This, I know you just said that you're looking for something better than your in your ebook right now, but I actually, just looking at it, I think your ebook looks great. And I would use that. I would take people to this, like when you click that instant download button, I would take people to that URL and then have the image of your ebook right there. Hold on, I just want to scroll down a little bit further because I think I saw something else. You know what? So I actually, I really like these images that you have, the plastic surgery aftercare examples, ideal for, so probably these two women, the aftercare and aftercare examples, I think these would be great images to use. And I like that you have the text up there because it says like what people are going to. And just as like an FYI, whenever you have images on Facebook that you're going to use for an ad, the text of that image has to be less than 20%. And so these are both perfect that you have. That's probably maybe 10%. But keep that in mind because if you upload an image and try to do an ad on it that has like 50% text, like call today or something like that, it won't get approved. And they are really strict on that. I think where that came from was just like the over promotion of call today, sign up. And also, I'm sure on Facebook you see those quotes that people do, like the inspirational quotes where it's a pretty background and the text is nice and pretty. Those won't get approved on Facebook either because the text is too much. So just keep that in mind, especially when you're working with a designer. It helps because I know when I started doing these, I would have my designer send me something and then it would get bounced back and then I'd pay for more time for her to fix the text of it. So just keep that in mind. So anyway, I think that these two images here, your ebook, your upcoming blog page, and then this video, I would just stick with that as an inventory to really get you going. Yeah, I mean, that's a good start, to start with what you have. Okay, so I wanted to point out, so I just walked you through how you would do an ad if you were doing the promoted post to get more engagement. But what I want to show you next is how to do an ad if you're trying to get web traffic to a particular page. And this will be really, this would be something that you're doing if you want to get people to that ebook opt-in page, or if you want to get them directly to that new blog page that's coming. Here's what you would do for that. You would, so you would be at facebook.com/advertising, and then up in the right corner there would be a green create an ad button, and then you would get to this page, and the choice you would select is clicks to website. And right in here you would actually just paste your URL.
Like if I wanted to go directly to the blog, for instance.
Yep, so we can use that example. So right here, you would just grab that URL and paste that in. Okay, and basically, however Facebook's algorithms work, that's how they decide, okay, we're going to show this to people and optimize it to get clicks to the website, whereas the previous ad was they're going to optimize it internally on their end to get more likes on it. So these are two different goals that you have here. Sometimes you just need more engagement so that more people see the post. Sometimes if you have a lead capture, you just want to get people to that sales page so you can get their email. Right in here, you actually get to choose up to 6 images. You may only need 1, or you might want to test a couple to see, oh, does the yellow one work better than the blue one or something like that. And it's just easy to upload. And here's the image size you need, 600 by 315. And then you just click upload and it takes you to your files on your computer. And that's how you'd upload there. And you'll get all of those in. It by default, it just pulled in the one with the bell. But also if you have some that are just a little off in image size, you can use this reposition tool. And this one is too skinny, so I don't think it's a very good example. But if it were a little bit taller, Facebook would have this box around where you can kind of move it up and down to make it fit it better. But that one's not a good example. So anyway, there's that. Then the rest of it is pretty similar to what we've already done before. The only difference is because there's not already a post created, this is where you would then, I think it sounds like you've done this in the past, where you put in your headline and then you put in your copy here. And yes, so you get 90 characters of text and then your headline is 25 characters. Now, this is actually very cool, and I'm just going to write test in here. Blog opt-in. I'm wondering why this button is not working. Hold on. It looks like it's thinking for a second. I might have to just put an image in here. It looks like it's really not liking this one. One moment. Let's see. All of my images that I have on my desktop look like they're too narrow for it to really work. Anyway, so there is right here, there's this call to action button, and I'm not sure why. Choose the call to action. I'm not sure why it's grayed out right now, but this is actually a really cool button, and I'm wondering if it's just because I don't have enough text and it's it doesn't like my ad for some reason. I think it's because an example. But this call to action button, I definitely recommend using it. And what it does is in the bottom right hand corner, it'll actually put a button that says, it'll say like learn more, or it'll say shop now or buy here. It's like it does have really awesome call to actions. And before they had this, there was always that confusion of how your money was being spent, whether it was being spent to get more engagement or whether it was taking people directly to your website. And this button is fantastic for taking people directly to your website. Okay, and then the rest is going to be the same that we already went through: your location, your interest, your life events like having a baby or things like that. And then you select your budget. And then right down here, you would place your order.
I like that it's so affordable. Like if I felt like
Yes.
playing with it later, I could just test out $5 over the next 3 days. I do have, like with the web page being optimized or the website being optimized now, it may not be ready until next week. What do you think about like just playing with something this week? And then I would hate for people to come to the site now because the blog is already. Like, what do you think?
The way I would play with it this week for you is getting more engagement. And I love. I know people laugh at my budgets. I'm like, just use $5. But what I love about that is In your ad panel, after you run the ad, let me just show you a glimpse at what mine looks like. In your ad panel, as the ad is going and after it's done, Facebook is going to tell you how much your ad cost, how many people you reached, and things like that. And so it's really, I just think those $5 tests are really good for letting you know, like, okay, did I target these people in the right way? Or is there something else I'm missing, so that you can really like hone in and fine tune that. Um, so let me move you out of the way here. So, and you can just kind of look at mine here. You'll see things vary and cost a lot, and that's based on the type of people that this company is targeting, for example. And it also is basically, and we tweak that all of the time, I guess is what I'm saying. So if you look at this ad, the way Facebook optimized it, it was costing us $1.52 per engagement, and that is way too much. And so we stopped it right away. Now you can see other ads like, okay, this one cost us 13 cents a click. That's great. So we let it go and got 72 clicks out of it for $10. And so those are the things you're looking for. Like if you've done your targeting and you're getting something like we did here, like $1.52 or $1.36, stop it and regroup on your targeting. Go back and look to see, well, here's what you look to see basically. The way the budget is being calculated is you're bidding against all other advertisers that are targeting like you. So, for example, if you target magazines like Cosmopolitan and Redbook, well, there's a lot of other advertisers targeting those same people. So, you want to do your detective work as much as you can and find the ones that are maybe a little bit more unknown or a little bit more niche, so that you get your lowest bids. All right, so I think we have covered that one. Let's move on. Attracting through content. Okay, so images, keywords, and posting locations. And that's going to bring us nicely into the next step.
Now, while
Yeah.
you get to that, let me tell you. So, and I told you, Katrina, on Friday, I think it was, but I didn't tell Barb. So basically, what I'm trying to do with the blog is today, I want to go into existing blogs and kind of link them together using, some keywords or phrases or whatever, and highlighting it, and you can go to another blog. I started understanding the value of content.
Mm-hmm.
I realize that it doesn't have to be a whole lot, but it does have to be meaningful and helpful to people.
Yeah.
So my challenge is actually sitting down writing the blogs, but that's okay. I'll get to that. So that's what I'm doing. It'll look a lot better. We'll have more opt-ins, one at the top of the page, one at the bottom, and so it'll be good.
And that you hit on a really good point there, and maybe I mentioned this earlier, but having the opt-ins at the top and the bottom is fantastic. And the way I kind of see it is there is so much content out there now, because we're just in the information age. But if someone gets to your blog post and they read from start to finish, like, this is a really hot prospect for you. Because most people, like me, we read the first paragraph, unless it's like something that really connects and hits home for us, then we read the whole thing. So having that opt-in at the bottom is perfect for that. Okay, so the other thing I would suggest, and I'm just going to go to this sweet wellness you can drink just as an example, no other reason other than that. But okay, so perfect. So you have an image there. Oh, good. So you have a couple images in one blog post. What I would recommend is that all of your blog posts I would shoot for maybe 3 images as kind of a rule of thumb. And the reason I say that is because a lot of times we spend so much time like writing and creating these blog posts, but then after we post it on Facebook, we start to feel like, oh, well, I already posted it, I can't post it again. But if you have 3 different images and if you can just adjust the copy slightly, then that whole Facebook post is all fresh and new again. People don't know it goes back to the same link. And especially because, I mean, you have it looks like you have 2 recipes here anyway on the same page. So you would definitely want to take them back to the same post at least twice um, in a short amount of time. But these are really good because, like this mango one, I can definitely see that being posted a couple times, especially over summer months, um, because we're kind of in that fruit kind of mindset, and we drink more smoothies during the summer. So definitely carry that through. The other way I can see it posted is just in a very personal kind of post. Like I was just, because this honestly, I can't think of what exactly when mangoes are in season, but I think it's roughly winter. And I tell you what, like sometimes I go to the grocery store and mangoes cost like $3 each, but when they're in season, they're like 80 cents. And
Yeah.
so I would just make a very personal post about it, like, oh, I was just at the grocery store, picked up a bunch of mangoes, they're in season. Here's a great recipe for it.
Oh, cool. I like that idea.
Yeah, the other thing, another personal post on this could be something like, uh, just asking the question about frozen or fresh mangoes, like what do you use? Or just mentioning frozen or fresh is just fine for this recipe. Going along those lines so that, I mean, right there, we just had 4 posts on the same blog. So,
Yeah. I love that idea because I told you before, like I was just writing the blog just because I heard that it helps with SEO.
yeah.
I care less, to be honest, about it just
hmm
was something to get done. But when I go back in and I look at earlier blogs, I'm like, oh, that is so terrible. I need to take more pride in it.
yeah.
But like I'm busy and I don't come up with content that easy. So I do like the idea that I can just look at existing blogs and see what else I can write and link to
Yes.
blogs. So I love that
Yes,
idea.
reuse as much as you can. The other little trick that I use is, how like every day is some holiday, like National Smile Day, National Blueberry Day. Like sometimes I'll just see those from like other people posting on Facebook, and if I saw National Mango Day, I would post the mango recipe again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like who there is some bizarre stuff out there. And I wouldn't say spend too much time searching for it, but if it happens to come up, like just have it in your head like, "Oh, I have a mango recipe that works." You know?
Like even I just had an idea. I
Mhm.
actually don't like scare tactics with my patients or the
Yeah.
surgeon. But
That's good.
today there's a horror story about plastic surgery that I actually never post.
Mhm.
But it might be a good idea to post something like that and then send them back to, like our tips and tricks or, how we help people.
Yes. You know what could also be really good on that is if there, like, of course, you want to do it in a gentle way, but basically word it in a way of we're trusted, we are known, here's a testimonial to help give you like some credibility, and then send them back to you so that they feel, because that I'm sure that's a big concern of the people you're targeting is they don't want a mistake or some mishap or something. So if you can ease them, um, it doesn't have to be scare tactics, but I see it more as like easing them and building credibility and trust with you and what you do, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that's really good. And I think I saw on your website too that you do have some testimonials up there. So
Yeah, just
yeah, but just pulling those in, I think that would be really good. Um, I like that you have these top surgeons on your website too, because if people are searching on Google, if they search Kirk Brandau's name, your website might actually pop up too. So
that's
that's
what I was hoping for.
yeah, so that's good to just mention their name there. Um, that actually leads me into the next point, so we can just kind of veer down that way. I'm going to click on his page real quick. And is he someone, for example, is this Kirk Brandau someone who already uses your service? Okay.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to peek at is what he's doing on Facebook.
And I'm never looking at these guys.
So it might be a surprise. Let's see what he has.
He has less likes than me.
So he has a very small page, so this isn't going to be my best example, but just stick with me on this. Let's pretend he does have a larger page. But even with it being small, it's not a terrible thing to do anyway. So first thing I would do is, sorry, I have to scoot your video out of the way there. Okay, so this is a perfect example actually. So this post he's not very frequent or anything, but this post, for example, this would be a perfect one for you to log in as your company and just congratulate him right here. Because what I'm wondering is, of his 134 followers, there's obviously staff, there's probably family, but if he had a larger audience, it would be pretty safe to assume that he probably has patients on there too. So of these 8 people who also commented on that post, I'm wondering, are these potential prospects for you too?
Yeah.
And so, okay. So I would definitely just scroll. What you would want to do is,
that's so funny. I actually saw one of our patients.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I just did.
So there you go. So even though he has a small audience of only 134, he does have some patients in there. So what I would do is, now of course I'm logged in as my personal page, so there's the like button right here. Yeah. But you want to like it as your business. So you click on this little blue arrow, and then you scroll to like as your page.
Yeah.
And then it's going to show up. You'll see a big list of clients here, but you would just click which page you want to like it. And then that way when you're logged in and you go to your news feed, he's going to show up in your news feed too. Okay. And I just want to I want to poke around and try one more example, see if there's a practice that has a much.
Probably Sorokin, the last name on the list.
Oh, okay. Let's try them. Okay, so he's larger. He's about 600, and he's quite a bit more active. So the first one we looked at, his last post was March 12th or something, and this one's at least April 3rd, so last week. Scroll down. Okay, the other thing you can do, oh, this is kind of cute with the donuts.
I'm totally missing, and these people are cool in this office. So it'd be nice for us to say, hey, that's great, congratulations.
Yes, and I think, this wouldn't necessarily be something trackable by the online data, but I think you would know just kind of in your heart and mind that if you if you were very actively, liking his posts and all of that, my guess would be that you would probably see more business from them too. You would just be not that you're not already, but you would really be top of mind for them and a trusted service provider and all of that. So definitely being visible there. The other thing is, okay, just like that last page we looked at, let's just scroll down. So he has 41 people who interacted with this post, which is really great. Now, if we scroll through, the hope would be, well, hopefully you recognize some of these people as your clients, and then we know that he has clients on here too. But the thing to keep in mind is, let's just say this, I know this post is about donuts, but maybe you had a blog post that said something along the lines of 10 things to ask for help after your surgery. Then in this comment feed right here, you could actually just post in the link to that blog post. And so all of the 41 people who liked it would see that link too.
Okay.
And that would be a good place for you to get some more blog exposure, because you know if they're on this doctor's page, then they obviously are interested in his service.
Right.
So that would be very targeted for you. Let's see. It looks like he must do tattoo removal, a lot of that. Okay, so anyway, those are a couple ideas of what to do with these practices. Definitely like their page as your business. Comment just to build some top of mind and some trust, and then also where appropriate, add in your blog links too. Now I want to go back to our agenda, see if, what else we need to talk about. Liking them, interest, okay. Oh, let's talk about images real quick and keywords back on the regular Facebook page. Now Facebook, gosh, in the last maybe 6-9 months or so, Facebook actually started getting their search up here started getting a lot stronger, and so people started using hashtags. I would definitely recommend that for you. For some, it doesn't have to be on every single post, but for some of your posts, you'll want to be thinking of what are those keywords that people might be searching for. And I'm just going to type in plastic surgery and see how that does. I haven't done this yet. See what comes up for that. And basically what it's going to do is it's going to pull up, oh, I misspelled. It's going to pull up anyone who has used that hashtag recently. Okay, so that, oh, it's still searching. The one with my typo has no post, so that's that's not a good one. Okay, so up here, you know, and what you can do is just scroll through, and maybe my guess is people are wanting to be more private about this, so I doubt people would be asking like, who's your plastic surgeon? Or I'm looking to get plastic surgery, who do you recommend? That's probably not the most common occurrence. But you can,
Yeah, for that.
yeah, you can scroll through, and one thing this might be good for is if you're actually looking to find other articles about plastic surgery, this could be a good place to just source some to pull into your feed, or if you want to source them and use your blog as kind of like a commentary, like what's your take on that article, that would be a good place to find them too. It doesn't look like plastic surgery is the most common hashtag. Other things you might search.
How about check out like a butt implant or something?
Okay, yep.
I don't know if that's the common term for it, but
I don't know. I have a feeling Kim Kardashian's coming up, so hang tight. Nothing for butt implant. Um, do you want to do breast implant? That might actually have something. And I have this on recording, so I'm hoping it's not too graphic. Sorry, I don't know what's coming up. Breast implant, okay. Looks like it's pulling something here. So here's a doctor with a post.
it's mostly gonna be the doctors.
Yeah.
Somebody's blog that or post that I can take.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking, because I'm thinking most of the people you're targeting aren't like announcing this to the world. It's mostly going to be doctors' content, but it could still be a good place for you to get content. You know, who knows what trends or what hot topics you might find through this. So just keep that in mind.
Not only that, it might also be a place where we could introduce ourselves to the doctors themselves that wouldn't know about us, and be like, okay, we're here, we see you do this is what we do.
Yeah.
So, like that.
Yep, and you can always well, actually, this mommy makeover sounds kind of interesting to me, because I'm wondering if this is like some sort of contest where these moms enter to get plastic surgery. So you can find hashtags like this. Of course, in any of your posts, if there is a relevant hashtag like mommy makeover or breast implants or the doctor's name, whatever it is, use that as much as you can because that's going to extend your reach than if you did a post without it. Basically, Facebook is categorizing it and saying, "Oh, because it has mommy makeover, we're going to show it in more places."
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, so keep that in mind. The other thing I wanted to mention is on images. Um, this Giselle Rose, she did a great job with choosing a wide image. And that the reason that's important, especially on mobile, like when you're the way I do, the way I do, and most people do mobile is you scroll down like this, and basically what catches your eye are these nice large images. Let me just scroll down and see if I can find a bad example of this. All these people happen to have large images. Way to go. I can't find a bad example. But basically, the bad examples are the ones that, I'm scrolling slowly, are the ones that have the text and then it has this tiny little image that is only like 100 pixels wide. So it's about as wide as my cursor and as long as that blue line too. And it just shows up as this little tiny thing and then it has the text. And those are actually less effective in terms of the stats because it just doesn't draw that attention in. So whenever you can, definitely post large images. All right, so we're at the end of my agenda for the call. What other questions do you have?
Let's see. I know I got some direction. I feel more clear about what I want to do with the social media. For Barbara, I told Katrina I don't want to be on Twitter. Like we have a Twitter handle. I don't even know the password.
Yeah.
So Katrina was saying, pick one thing and stick to it. Yeah. So it's really the blog that we want to focus on. The blog and Facebook. I think that's how people will find us because we're not national. Twitter. It's just too big for us, and I don't want to.
Elisha, the thing I want to mention on the blog is because you are regional, try whenever you can, it doesn't have to be in every single blog post, but whenever you can, make sure you mention the geographic areas that you serve. And so when people are looking for plastic surgeons in Philadelphia, you'll have a stronger search ranking in that. And especially since you aren't trying to, what was that?
Are you saying make sure I add it in that content? Like here in Philadelphia, or here in New Jersey, this
yes.
is how.
Okay. Yep. Here, yeah, in those areas. And you can even do, just like at the bottom of your blog post, you're going to have that opt-in box. You can do like a one-liner sentence saying, we serve the areas of Philadelphia, New Jersey, Delaware. So just so that those keywords keep getting out there. So that'll be good for that. And same thing in your blog post. You can always do hashtag Pennsylvania or hashtag Delaware, whatever's relevant at the time.
Plastic surgery in New Jersey.
Yes, yes.
I do have one last question for you, and it's around figuring out which keywords to use. So I saw something about using Google AdWords, like as a search for keywords. Is it Google AdWords? Because I went into AdWords. I have an old account with them.
Yes.
And it was just weird. I couldn't even get it.
I used to love Google. So it's Google AdWords keyword tool is what you're looking for. However, they made some changes to it within the last year that I think it's complicated. And a lot of people agree with me. I actually use my Google Analytics panel. So let me just show you. Let's see. I might have to log in and log out. So 1 second.
Shedding. My dog is just laying on me, shedding all over the place.
Okay. So I just have this account up, so we're just going to look. I'm going to show you where to look here. Let's see. And I don't do this a ton, so bear with me a second. So I'm in Google Analytics. And what I'm trying to find is the exact keywords that people are searching before they get to my site.
Okay.
So hold on. Okay, well so there's a couple things you can look at. One is site content. And what I like about site content is it tells you, especially with your blog posts, it tells you what the most popular ones are. And what I say is once you know what's popular, keep doing that, you know. So that is on, you click on behavior, and then there's a drop down site content, and then all pages, and it will tell you, for example, this website, their Meet the Team is the most popular services. Their blog is pretty recent, so I don't expect a lot of blog here, but your blog would show up there. And you can move the pages over, you know, to 11 through 20 and things like that. Oh, here, like Power of Pinterest, that's a blog post. Weekly wrap up, I'm not sure what that is. But anyway, so that will show you what's popular, and you can do more of what's working there. Site speed, search events. Site search is what they're searching for on your site, which might also give you some insights. This particular site, I actually think they don't have a search bar, which is why it's 0. Gosh, I'm trying to find that. Oh, maybe it's under referral. Campaigns, keyword, all traffic.
Oh, okay, and it tells you where they come from.
Yes, so that tells you where they're coming from right before they get to your site. Still not what I'm looking for, though.
But it's helpful. I haven't used Google Analytics in years. Like,
Yeah.
seriously.
Oh, organic search. Okay. This should be it. And we're on keyword. Yes, okay. So when you are in acquisition, all traffic, organic search, keyword, then it tells you what people are searching for in Google before they get to you.
Okay.
So for this one,
and then I can put that in my blog. Like I can put those types of words in my
yes, yes. So that would be important. And I would imagine people are before they get to your website, they're searching for things like plastic surgery in Delaware, you know, what you do, and then the geographic location. So look at that. That I think that'll help. Put that in your blog. Definitely put that as much as you can in your social posts too.
Okay.
Alrighty, that was good. A lot.
Very helpful.
Good, good. All right, so if that's it, what I can do is, so I have it being recorded. It takes a couple hours for it to process and all of that, but by tomorrow morning, I'll have that link out to you, and then you can use that as your training.
All right, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, pain-free, right?
Yeah, Barbara, I told her I needed this pain-free.
Yeah, that's right.